After that, went home to my house for a bit. Or we were supposed to. We stayed at Dom's house today because I was tired. Then we went home to my house. Got ready for Apex. So we were just here for a little bit. Actually, no. Styles was here. We left Dom at his place and came back here. And then before we went back to Apex, I actually did 2 crew battles and Styles was here. And he like... Well, he was supposed to commentate with me. He did a little bit, but I think the Falco vs. Ganon one, he did a lot more and people enjoyed it. But like, I'm pretty sure it was Marcina versus Link. He wasn't as active during that one. Which those will be up soon. Hopefully, I got a lot of crew battles to go through, but soon. But then went back to the loft actually for Apex. So we got there. It wasn't super late. It was a little late. Void or Hack told us like, you guys can come back. It's fine. Just when Void and I are practicing over the weekend, just give us some space and let us have space. So I brought my setup. So we had a second setup to play on. So they want to practice on the main one. They could. Also, I could practice Pokken because I wanted to do as well as I could at Pokken at Apex. Felt like I'd make a decent run. But like, I was like, okay, I got 12 a.m. pool and Smash. I got 4 p.m. Pokken. Got to go to sleep. Get up early. So I went to sleep. Woke up. I didn't get a lot of sleep. I got like maybe 4 hours or so. But I went to sleep. Woke up ready for Pokken. At like 10 a.m. Went, got Void up. It's like, okay, come with me. Got to get up. Got to get over there. Got Dom up. We all headed out. Get ready for competing. Little did I know, except after we got there, was that day was only doubles. No singles in Smash 4 and no Pokken. So I was happy later because I was dead tired later on in that day. So I was very happy that I didn't have to play then because that would not have gone well for me. But still, you know, it was still enjoyable to sit around and just watch people play for a bit. I was sad because throughout most of the day to the very end of it, the Pokken saddles were pretty much empty. And most people were coming for day 2, so there wasn't really many people. Madluck was there, but I was sure the Gengar I was seeing playing was Madluck, and honestly, I didn't want to play him then, because I knew we would have to play at the beginning of top 32, and he did as well. He actually told me at a tournament I went to, the Hitbox Arena tournament up in North Jersey. I went to it this past Wednesday after CEO. He told me, like, yeah, we knew we had to play, so I practiced for Zenkuri for the matchup. And me, myself, I played against Foe in the matchup a decent bit when the game started, so I had a decent understanding. But those were... Well, I'll get to that. I want to jump ahead in the schedule. But, like, so I saw him, and he's actually in the picture when I show you the setups for Pokken. Oddly enough. The other thing on day 1 that happened was the vendors. They were very nice, and I had a problem. Let's say, just, you know, a tiny problem. It's an itty bitty little problem. Tiny, minuscule. But yeah, I went a little nuts at the vendors, but it was fun. I enjoyed it, supporting people. I hope. But on today, I went back to the lofts, practice a bit more, just get ready for the day. I felt like, okay, in my pool, I'm going to play Day, the Lucario, Oni Day. So I'm going to play Day. He's going to play in round 2. I know this matchup. I feel really ready for it. Even before I left my house, I practiced versus Kami a bit more just to re-practice it. So I feel like I can definitely take Day. All I got to do is win my first match, play that one. Might be on stream, who knows? Be good. Help with the DDD problem that still comes up when you search my name on YouTube as the first search result. Anyway, I played Day and oh no, I didn't play Day because round 1 I played Aran Ocean, which was interesting. I sat down with him. I was like, oh yeah, Day with Aran Ocean, you guys play? He's like, okay. I sat down. He's like, you know, I tweeted on Twitter, I really wanted to beat you. I'm like, really? It's like weird introduction, but okay. And he's like, oh no, I'm a fan of your work. I thanked him. We played. Game 1, I definitely messed up. Didn't play as well as I could have. He plays Pikachu, which is already a tough matchup. But honestly, I haven't lost to a Pikachu in a while, so I felt all right about it. But I lost game 1. Game 2 was playing much better. Did better in 1. Game 3 went down the last hit. I took a gamble. Didn't work off, and I lost. I felt like I definitely should not have lost. It's like, you know what? I can either beat myself up and just go 0-2, or I can toughen it up and just make this fight, because I can make this losers run. So I got into losers, started playing my matches, going through people, like just going through playing each person as it came up. Then I got to like a Lucario player. So I'm very comfortable versus Lucario at this point, obviously. So I play him, 2-stock him game 1. Killed him at like 50% on Smashville, because it's Smashville. That happens. And then I'm like, okay. Ben FD, it's good Lucario stage, I don't like it anyway. He's like, okay, Battlefield, but I'm going to switch. And he switches from Lucario to Charizard. I mean, okay, that's not that bad. I have good Charizard, a decent Charizard experience. I can do this. A little bit behind because I still heavies. I don't know. In terms of heavies, I kind of don't play as well as I should, honestly. Because I always get worried about, I got to kill them, but you don't want to get antsy to kill them because they have rage. And they will just kill you if you mess up. So, like, playing the matchup, trying to make it work out. And then, oh yeah, I was behind in percent by like 20 or so. But he tried to back air me at my up B. I teched it. I missed one early in the match, so I teched that one. I side B and ledge trump him. He just gets the ledge jump, so he's popping off the ledge. Discrete error on the setup. Mid-set. So that was, I'll need to say that sucked. That was really shitty. I mean, it's not really Apex's fault, because Gaming Gen are the people that supply the setups. But that was really unfortunate that happened mid-set, and I had to deal with that, but it happened. So what I probably should have done is talk to someone and like got the match reset or something, give myself more time to like deal with it. I was like, no, let's just do a 1 match, 3-minute, you know, sudden death rules. 1 match, I'm not sorry, 1 stock, 3-minute match to make it up. I lost. I went to Duck Hunt, and I was probably tilted after losing that. Lost again, and I was out. So I got like 7th in that pool. Definitely not happy with that. Like, normally after I lose in tournament, I'm normally like, you know what, it's fine. I'll come at it again. You know, all that kind of stuff. This was actually one of the first times I was actually really disappointed in like that I messed this up this badly. Because I honestly felt like I could have definitely made a run in this pool. The seat 1 was Lucario. Day is good. I'm not saying anything bad about Day, but I feel like I can take Day. Like, we played friendlies before and we went even, so I feel like it's friendlies, so it's whatever. But like, I know for a fact if it came down to it, I could keep up with Day. He even said to me, "Yeah, I don't like the Falco matchup as much," which probably a lot of Lucarios don't, especially they don't know it. Falco gets a lot of stuff on Lucario because of Lucario's frame data. C2 is Minty. There's a melee player. Wait, he's decent at Smash 4 too, but he makes Mega Man. That's another matchup I play very often. So it could have been a good bracket, but you know, I dropped it. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm still not happy about it, but I'm still like, you know, I can accept the loss and move forward rather than just like beat myself up. Oh, that was my one chance to do better. It's like, no, you know, stuff happens, life continues. Is what it is. Still, definitely feel like I should have won that, but is what it is. So yeah, I was beating myself about that for a while still. Another thing I was talking to Day about that made a lot of sense to me is like, they asked me on day 1, it's like, hey, do you want to play some friendlies? I'm like, well, we got to play in tournament, you know. He's telling me like, you know, something I realized is playing the same people enough that you're going to end up playing these people anyway. See, but you should still practice versus them, because when it comes to who's going to win, when it matters, it's going to come to whoever adapts first or adapts the most during the set, more so than who has hidden stuff for the other person that the other person's not ready for. Which that made a lot of sense when he said that to me, and I wanted to play him, but he got knocked off setups. Or we didn't find the setup in time before stuff shut down. After he said that to me, it made more sense to me that we should have played. And I keep that philosophy going forward, honestly. If I go to an event and I see someone, even if I'm going to play them, you really have to play them anyway. There's no point saving stuff. You're better off practicing against them, so when you play the other players who aren't at the same level, like, they'll be a little easier because you've warmed up versus someone who's better. So, you know, common sense about that kind of stuff. Oh, Other thing on day 1 or it's day 2. Forgetting that there's no tournament. I didn't play any tournaments on day 1. Oh, I didn't say day 1 doubles was won by Umeki and Nietono. Sorry, Umeki and Nietono won doubles. Void and Mutaking got second. One of my first kind of complaints about Apex was day 1 there's actually no projectors. So like in this picture you're gonna see, it's like it seems like they're just on the stage just trying to get a view. No, like you were literally sitting behind them trying to see because there were no projectors. So like you had to do that to make sure you could see. So that was a small complaint about that. All right, so the second part of day 2 was my Pokken pool. So Pokken was actually going pretty well. Like after I got knocked out, I was okay, let's just go warm up. So I got to play some sets, play versus people in Pokken, just get ready for the tournament. Even day 0 at the end of it, I was getting some practice in because people were there. Pokken went well. It was only like 61 or so entrants, but that was more than the DreamHack in Europe they had that had 10, but a 10k prize bonus, and the St. Louis Showdown that had 31 or so. So Apex had more than them. And like I was doing all right in my bracket. And it wasn't that many wins to get top 32, but I got top 32. But because there wasn't so many wins, when it came time to actually play the top 32 matches before top 8s, it was me versus Madluck, like I said, and that was actually a really good set where many of it came down to the last hit, and I got like it was just like a really fun and good set that should have been watched. But I'm pretty sure, and even heard D Disciple came over and said like, "Oh, I didn't know this guy was good." And we put on because like me and Madluck were told to play off stream. I guess they just figured that I'd be like an easy win. They hadn't heard of me. Might be an easy win, so just put us off stream. Unfortunate, because all the winners were supposed to play on stream. Now, it's another one of my complaints is that Pokken pools were not streamed at all. Because, like, he sent Catfight, and her Catfight was supposed to play over to the setup to, like, play his pool match. But they didn't play it on stream because they were doing Killer Instinct at the time. So, Pokken pools were not streamed at all. So, like, unless you made top 32, even so there's some people that did make top 32 like myself, and even I made it on winner's side, you weren't on stream for Pokken. So that wasn't super amazing, but I guess it is what it is. But I lost to him, lost to Madluck, and I was doing alright in losers. And I played a Garchomp named Plural, so I honestly was rusty at Pokken. I haven't been playing Pokken as much as I used to in the past, but I still played it a little bit, and even before Apex I was playing it just to be, you know, ready for it, but I didn't get enough experience for some, like most of the matchups. So I played a Garchomp. I was winning. First game I just did Blaziken stuff. Won. I lost that one because I went for a counter after a Blaze Kick when I should have just Blaze Kicked again. Tussie near the end of the game, he grabbed me and I lost. I won the second set, but then went to the third set. I got put on the wall, and then I experienced the joys of the Garchomp Wall Vortex that I had no idea what to do about. Pretty much every time I got put on the wall without Fennekin support or my burst, I just got looped. And then when I had my burst, I was thinking like, okay, I have burst. He's going to do that overhead attack eventually. I'll block it, and then I'll punish whatever comes next. Or I'll just burst attack. That man grabbed me 5 times in a row. 5 times in a row. I was not ready for that. So I lost there. I mean, I lost, but I got 13th, so I wasn't super happy. I definitely wanted to make the top 8 because I felt like I could, but I felt like it's alright. But then looking back, I noticed that if I would have beaten Plural, I would have played PK Sparks. Which, obviously nothing against PK since he's been doing well at the game and even got top 8. But I definitely feel like I could take PK because I've practiced against Catfight enough, and like I feel pretty comfortable versus Chandelure, especially ones that like to use Overheat a lot because it's very. For Blaziken, he can punish it extremely heavily, especially if they do it on Wake Up or stuff like that. But I didn't get the chance. So that ended my tournament at Apex. Was still like a really fun tournament. Really wanted to do more, but just didn't. What happens, but still enjoyed it, still supported everyone else who was in the tournament, watched their matches, and hung out a bit. I met Drelcario, actually, and Megavar, and talked to them and hung out with them a bit. I was also happy because when I was playing versus Plural, I'm pretty sure it was Tweak, Void, maybe Mars as well. I didn't even mention that from day one. But we'll get back to that. But I think it was Tweak, Void, and Mars because I heard Tweak and Void for sure. Pretty sure Mars was hanging out with them at the time. Maybe it was Pug West. I don't remember. But while I was playing, they came. They were like, "Let's go, McDare. Yeah, let's go." And like that was pretty cool for me to experience. I've never had that before, where I'm playing and people are cheering for me while playing. Like I'll get stuff where like I'm playing and I do something that people don't expect because I play Falco, so people don't expect me to do things with this character. So like they'll get hype over that. But no one actually came over and like cheered my name before. So that was enjoyable. I lost a set, but I still appreciate it. I felt really nice because I haven't really experienced that before. I was going to say, other good side effect of coming early day one is Mars and Pug West came early as well because they were doing doubles, but like they were there really early before double starts. We all went out to get something to eat. So I had to introduce myself to them, which was fun. We went to like Subway, so I introduced myself to Mars and Pug West, and we talked about stuff, and I realized they both like Falco as a character, and I'm like, yeah, like a lot of people in Midwest, apparently not Midwest, jeez, New England, like to do Falco Ditto money matches, and Mars is like, hey, you want a Falco Ditto money match? I'm like, I'll Ditto you. I don't want a money match. I don't want a money match for the Ditto, but like, I'll Ditto you. Well, that didn't end up happening. Maybe eventually. Also, Mars called me Dareth. Don't like that nickname, but it's like, okay, it's Mars, I guess. And then when I was talking over Subway, like, Pug was like, oh yeah, when I first introduced myself, oh yeah, I saw you play before. I'm like, oh, you saw me play? Was it a match with the DDD? He's like, yep. The silence is my soul shattering. Again. So, noticed at least, not for the best thing, but noticed, I suppose. Day 3 was just the top 8s. I wanted to sleep in. I was still tired, so I slept in. I watched Pokken from the loft, but when I went there, I saw Cap. Also, that top 8 set for Pokken was so hyped. Like, I was so happy that it happened. This is something I want to hit on for Pokken, especially, that I've been noticing. It's like Pokken was on Team Spooky then. After Pokken top 8 at Apex, a lot of people were like, yo, this game looked hype. I want to get into Pokken. Like, a lot of people. People were talking about it on Twitter. Like, even Void said it when he was there watching. Like, it was a set that was so close. Game 10 between two players showing, like, what this game could be that made people want to play the game. The issue with Pokken on these other places, like Pokken National, or Pokemon Nationals, or even CEO, it was streamed on this Pokken tournament page that unless you, like, let's be honest, Pokken is pretty dead on Twitch. Like, I'm pretty sure I could stream Pokken. It's because I already started streaming it and people at least watched me for it when it was popular. Like, I could stream Pokken and get maybe around the same viewers I would get for Smash. But anyone else streams Pokken, it's not getting views. People aren't looking for Pokken. So when you make a stream that's a tournament for Pokken and people aren't looking for Pokken and it's not on, like, Team Spooky, Smash Studios, VG Bootcamp, like a large tournament stream already, it's not going to get that many viewers. So it's like, you didn't see that really from Nationals. You didn't see that from CEO unless people were there because it didn't get exposure. So that's something like the game kind of needs, which hopefully that will change eventually, but for now it isn't. But that was such a really cool set. But Catfight won at Apex with Cyberman 65 coming in second. Which was like really, really cool tournament for Pokken at Apex. And that final set was amazing. Pretty sure Madluck got fourth, I think. Yeah, I saw him and Mins play, and Mins got third. And then Smash 4 happened, which Smash 4 top 8 was really enjoyable. Like, I was thinking about Apex. People were like, oh, no one's going to show up. Free tournament. Nah, the people from Japan came. Void was there from the West Coast. Like, the Buzz was there. It was still a really good event. Yeah, of course. What even is it called? Low Tier City had also good players because they made sure a lot of players came to Low Tier City. So Low Tier City had better player turnout, but Apex as a tournament was still very good and still very enjoyable. I missed saying, like, Supergirl Kells upset Mewtwo King. She lost the run back, but still beating Mewtwo King was a pretty good deal. I also forgot to mention, like, people on stream saw this and I thought it was really cool, the Apex staff. Like, in between in between matches, they actually had someone with a camera going around, and they had some of the commentators, when they were free, got to be interviewed. Like, the picture I have is like PK Sparks interviewing Super Real Kells and like stuff like that. Like, that was just a really cool thing. Like, that's something that a lot of tournaments miss, honestly. Like, it's cool when like Dota 2 events, that's the best thing I could reference right now, they pull someone down and like, oh, let's have a winner's interview, because like that makes the person more marketable. It like lets fans connect a little better at a tournament setting and stuff like that. Like, I think it's pretty important. So hopefully more tournaments will do that going forward, because I thought that was a really good thing Apex did. At least Apex, I'm hoping will continue that, because that was very enjoyable. Oh yeah, Void had so many hype sets at Apex. Like, he ended up getting second, but like he played really, really well. And the infamous laptop thing with the Buzz, which I don't know if that was on stream or not, but like in between matches, the Buzz would pull out his laptop and is on it, and like you saw, maybe it was on stream because Void typed in like need assistance or whatever, or like need rules in like the name on the game, because like there's no rule for this. Technically, it should probably count as coaching, but like up until that point, it's unprecedented. Like, you haven't seen someone on a laptop looking at notes in between sets. You just haven't seen that. At CEO, because it already happened, you even saw Bear on top 8 was doing it. Like, the Bear was sitting up there with like his watch, like looking at the time and stuff. And like the funny like image where it's anti versus the Buzz. The Buzz is on his laptop. Anti is like shaking his head, rocking his seat, waiting. And he like looks over, like glances over, glances again, like looks in, like shakes his head. That's the notes the Buzz has. It was kind of funny. But yeah, it was unprecedented kind of thing. But like still, that was really hype for Apex Finals, and good on Void to win it in the end. Oh no, sorry. Let's back that up. Good on Void making such a great one. The Buzz won. Void got second. But a really cool run from Void still at Apex. Another thing they did at Apex was raffles. So during the raffles, they I don't know, it's just kind of a thing like different fighting game tournaments will do. Not super large scale ones, but like a medium, not medium, probably the wrong, maybe medium is the right term, but like around that size, they'll do raffles, because like this is your, like, thank you for coming, here's something for you. So they gave out like Discord shirts, or then they actually just threw those out. So they threw out Discord shirts. They gave out Controller Chaos Apex controllers. They gave out Elgato's. And like the grand prize, where they gave out 2 DX Racer chairs, like the ones you see a lot of competitors sitting in. They gave out 2 of those because DX Racer sponsored the tournament. But all in all, honestly, Apex was a good event and a good way to restart a legacy, which is my first point on the pros and cons. Let's move on to those. So definitely a pro of Apex was it was definitely a really good start to rebuilding an iconic series, because Apex is named after the whole Alex Strife stuff, basically was dragged through the mud. But this tournament of Apex definitely put it on a place where, if it continues at this place, like, people who go can definitely recommend, like, you should definitely go to Apex. Like, it was enjoyable enough, like, because it was in the second venue. Another point. So second venue, so it's definitely a lot of space to grow from what happened before. But it's like, it's a thing of, if you were ever at doubt of who's running Apex, Alex Strife has nothing to do with it. The people running it are trying. They really want to be. They want to make it a staple again. And I think it could be, given time. I really think it could be. Hopefully it works out. They had really cool trophies. Like, the trophies for Apex were really cool. And for doubles, which something that normally doesn't happen, there were 2 trophies for first and second place. Both of them got a trophy. One thing I heard some competitors say, I didn't really think about this till CEO did it, is like, when you won Apex, you got a trophy, but you didn't also get a medal. Well, the medals are also cool. I don't know if you can see it in these pictures. Maybe you can, but it's like a little Apex logo in gold, silver, and bronze. But yeah, you didn't get a medal as well as a trophy. You got a trophy. So maybe in future years, do both, because it's nice to have both, but I can see where you already got a trophy while you need a medal, but maybe... You never know. Maybe some people like both. So the cons, there were not enough Smash 4 setups. So if you went to Apex the last year, you knew like there were setups like lining that whole place, because basically the entire second venue was used. This year they used like half that space because there wasn't the same turnout. There's no point getting the whole thing if you're not going to use it. But like there ended up just not being enough setups in general. Like there were no really place. Like I think a lot of, especially tournaments that are Smash focused, you need friendly setups. That's another point. Like I think that's very useful for your tournament. If you have a section that is just, okay, go here, play friendlies, or at least in between, space out brackets enough so people in the next round have time to like practice for their round, rather than, you know, well, it's like, oh, your tournament's coming up, but this pool hasn't finished yet, so just wait behind. You got to jump right on. Just get in there. No time to practice. Like it's nice when you have setups so you can play. So I could see like FGC tournaments that aren't Smash focused not having that, but like a Smash focused tournament, you should definitely have an area of friendly setups. I think it's very useful. I didn't finish my point from before, but it's like Smash 4 was like kind of in a corner almost of the venue, off to the side, a little like where the picture of the Pokken setups is. Smash 4 was like in front of that, like 2 to 3, like no, that's wrong. About 4 or 5 tables with setups around them. Not as much space as the Pokken ones. You don't need 2 for like one match basically. So there's more setups on the tables and a couple setup tables on the other side. Probably like 2 or 3 more tables on the other side. It's kind of, when you looked at Apex last year, when it's just like, here's like a straight row with just all setups on it, a large space, another straight row, all setups, just like going all the way up to the front. Definitely downscaled, but if they keep that venue, it definitely has room to grow. Or if they don't keep that venue, go to another venue. They have the right ideas. So Apex can definitely become close to what it was before. I think maybe even bigger. I mean, in Smasher's eyes, it can become what it was before, because it was definitely a well-run tournament this year. I don't think anyone who went to it, besides like, okay, another point is there were some stream delays. I don't really think raffles played a huge part, but maybe a little bit, because like I said, the raffles just didn't really work out super well. They spent a lot of time calling names or numbers until they got someone, so it held up a little bit. But like they wanted to give back, so I see why they're doing it. But maybe it held up a little bit. A couple other issues I had is that there were no setups on Friday. Like, I know a lot of tournaments do this. It's like, it's the final day, so just watch. But it's like, some people are there, not going to want to watch every game that's there. So you might as well have a couple setups so they can play friendlies. I don't know. I see a lot of tournaments doing this recently, where Fridays they just take down all the friendly setups. I think it's a bad idea. I think it's better to have the setups there and let the people use them to play on Friday, rather than like, oh, well, you just go watch the tournaments finishing up, when it's like potentially it's something that you don't really care as much about. But I guess it gives more exposure, because more people would like, you're not playing Smash and Pokken's on, so more people probably watch Pokken. So it's like that kind of thing. And the other issue was, I said before, Pokken pools were not streamed at all. That was a downside of it. But besides these, overall, honestly, Apex was a good event. I think you talked to most people who went, they'd say they would have enjoyed Apex, and good on the team that's running it. Hopefully they keep it up, and I hope it becomes another strong name, because it can definitely become another strong Smash tournament if the community gives it another chance, is what it's going to come down to. But the owners are doing what they need to make it work, so hopefully they'll get the chance. Before I end the Apex part, there's a couple other things. Went back to the loft afterwards, chilled out for day or two. I can't remember how long we were there afterwards. But something I forgot before is, like, before Apex, we had this huge discussion about in between Apex and KTAR about streams and stuff. I was talking to Hack Hack, Void, and Nakat as well, and they brought up points of like, you should use a webcam because I don't use that. You should use Twitch alerts because wasn't using those. But I set both of those up. I'm gonna try, see how it works. I'm not used to being on camera. That's why I also never really take pictures of myself, but I'll try it. I'll see how it works. Hopefully it goes over well. Hopefully you all enjoy it, because I do want to connect more. Because like, another story I'm gonna say in the break, I forgot, is like, after KTAR, when we were talking about this before it actually, I remember someone mentioned and tweeted out, oh, I didn't know McDareth was at KTAR. I would have wanted to meet him, because the person doesn't know what I look like, so you wouldn't know that unless you walked to a setup and saw Red Falco and saw my tag, which is how Waldo noticed me, pretty sure. It's just like, unless you have that, you wouldn't know who I was. So I'm gonna try and work on it. So I'm gonna work on it, and hopefully it works out. Hopefully you all enjoy it. I mean, you're gonna see me in this video in a couple parts, but yeah. And the other thing was, this is now after Apex again. Still at the loft for a bit, and was up getting ready to leave the next day, and Void gets up, it's like, yep, I'm gonna stream now. It's like, really early in the morning, and I was awake still. Like, I'll join in and play. I want to join in. So that was fun, and that was a lot of practice. I really do appreciate it, because so something I call a Falco main is you're going to throw a Falco and they will DI behind you. They'll DI in on purpose because they're expecting you to expect the outward DI, so you go chase that and they back air you. I think I do a decent bit. I think other Falcos do it a decent bit as well. But like Void saw that and he was playing Fox, and Void's the person who will immediately realize I've DI'd in and punished me, so I took like 60%. So he's like, okay, anytime you do that from now on, I'm just going to restart. And so it helped me break that habit. Now the other habits and stuff, like his Void really helped me think about things differently that I didn't think about. It's just like simple things, very like, it was one match. I think the first match I played against him, and I was asking for advice, and like he said, oh, you jump and fast fall a lot. You have the same habit. Like you have a pattern there. You should try and mix it up. Like something like that. Like I'm thinking about a lot of stuff in terms of mix up. Something like that didn't even click before until he said it. But like it really makes me appreciate, the level that a top player has to think about all these little different factors. That's why when you play them, sometimes it's so hard just to hit them, because they mix it up to that extent, and like you're not thinking about that. And speaking of not hitting, on Void stream, a certain occurrence happened. And you can just watch it.
In terms of like sponsored players, it's me and Cat. Bye. That was the positioning. Don't get JV'd. Victor! Victor!
Well, welcome back. I mean, what happens. I haven't been JV3'd before, but I got JV3'd by a top 8. No, actually, the number 8 player. So it's not too bad. It still hurts, but you live and you learn. But also, I was there, ended up on a Beefy Smash Dudes video because of that. They just randomly were making a video on improving, which actually is a very good video. And I think I'm going to leave a link to it because you should watch it. It's a good video with good advice. But ended up on that. So you'll see me in that and my tag and everything, which was interesting. And at least the title that's there isn't the other title that Silent Doom gave to Void that he used on the stream for part of time. So CEO.